How do you see the society?
Beautiful, happy, comfortable, and calm.
Violent, fragile, turbulent, uncomfortable.
Why does society look so different through their eyes? Algorithms track every click and filter the world into what you like. To her, society appears bright and full of vitality. She enjoys a life centered around physical activity and relaxation. In contrast, the world she sees is full of violence and fighting. Her screen is constantly showing bloody and violent stories. But why is it so different? We are all going through this digital filtering brought by algorithms. When it comes to the information cocoon, what do people really feel?
Sometimes when I feel like to buy something, especially it's on TikTok, and then the reels go out what I want to buy. For example, earbuds, headphones. Even I didn't search it, and then it come out.
Mostly it also happens when I'm like texting someone and then I mention something and then it comes up in the ads. But I think that's because I also like allowed for the app tracking, I think. So yeah, I can understand that. But then if I'm talking to someone, then why is it showing up, like
I feel like if I mention or if I search for anything in the internet like Google or anything which related to what I like, dislike, obviously it will coming out in my social media, in my short videos, things like reels, videos. So I feel like most of the time, yeah, it is related to what I like, dislike, which I search in internet and which I communicate with my friends or family in social medias as well.
Maybe it takes notes on the obvious hints like liking a post or how much time I spend on the video. Like if it's like 30 seconds, maybe if I spend 26 seconds and like that, maybe the algorithm thinks that I like the video. So in the future it will generate more videos related to that kind of content.
So it depends. There are videos which are important in your project or any, in social life in general, but there are many which are not good. So it depends on which resources you use. That's all.
Okay, for me, I do notice it. As for my feed is full of my feed cares something fun. While my best friend, her feed is like more to dancing, arts. So I do see the difference between me and also my friends. Yeah, me also. I notice like I always like my algorithms, my social media algorithms. I always like K-pop stuff. So my feeds are mostly about K-pop, while other like my friends who are not into K-pop, their feeds are more to something they like more, like probably food or pop mart. So I think it is different based on how you like things.
How does this invisible power of algorithms change the way we judge things? We talked to two experts. They share their views on this and give advice on how to be more rational in today's world of information.
So on the public end or the receiving end, I think the first question that we need to ask is how much do people want to know, or how much do people need to know? Okay, because I mean algorithms can play many different roles, right? So algorithms can help make the product better. Some algorithms are there to make the product more user-friendly and more meaningful over time. So it will collect certain information that the user will leave. And that's why you have these Personal Data Protection Acts and why you have all of these different updates to make the whole experience better. On the other hand, you also need to consider capacity of people to really understand what these algorithms actually do. And a lot of times, the majority of algorithms are doing very basic things. Okay, so maybe they won't really be able to care or really be able to relate to exactly what kind of algorithms are out there, or exactly how is it really impacting them. Issue only arises when these algorithms are used for malicious purposes, okay, obviously stealing personal data or scamming you or taking away your bank details and things like that. That's been a problem. So that's on the first end. I think on the public end, I think you need to consider those things. On the production end, I think when it comes to, with regards to these industries or these app companies that are building these apps, right? You have to consider two things, right? So on the first part, you need to consider what is absolutely important for your market to know, because that will help you to gain some degree of advantage, because people will choose to use your app over other people's apps. The other issue is about how do you protect your company's intellectual property. So which means to say you can't really tell everybody exactly what your algorithm does, otherwise you will run out of business sooner or later, right? So you kind of need to make a fine balance in order to kind of play both sides. You kind of need to tell people enough information that they feel that using your application is safe, that using your application is meaningful, that it really helps them. At the same time, you also need to make sure that you don't allow your competitors to come in and take away your product.
Okay. So what they can follow, right? Actually, normally, as a human being, we try to believe or follow whatever we already knows. So all our videos or any posts that we already knows, we tend to like more, or we already likes. We already love to do that, right? So in order to avoid the information cocoons, they're supposed to follow maybe a different platform, different point of view, rather than you trust on your own belief. So they should engage with variety of peoples from different background. For in case like you always think that AI is the best. For example, AI is the best and ChatGPT is the best tools at the moment. But maybe a different category of people thinking that okay, AI is actually hindering people from thinking critically. Okay, so in that case, we as a public, we supposed to follow different posts. We cannot just believe in our thought.
If we reset the algorithm labels and break out of our information cocoons, would the society they see actually change? What if everything starts? The algorithm doesn't recognize them yet. Is the world you are seeing true?
I used to think the world was broken with cowards everywhere, but at this moment, I see another possibility.
I always thought that everyone sees the world as the same way as I did. Is it true?
Why have I ever seen it before?
It is all surrounded by words.
In the era of algorithms, do you think the choice is still in the hands of users?